How's it going, everybody? Superspan here, and today we're going to be going over several main topics about the upcoming 2022-23 season for the Chicago Bulls. The first topic I really wanted to talk about that has just gotten a lot crazier since the last time I made a video is Lonzo Ball and what the heck is happening with him. I mean, I know he had that second surgery. They say he's going to be out for God only knows how long. I mean, it could be a couple months, could be the whole season. We're kind of left in the dark as far as that goes. I mean, hopefully we can have him back by December, January maybe. But honestly, I don't want to rush him back. I just want a healthy star point guard just on the team for once, you know. I mean, we had Derrick Rose, obviously, but I feel like we just have a curse when it comes to star point guards or just star players in general. I mean, Zach LaVine got hurt last season, and he had off-season surgery. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he had the same surgery as Lonzo Ball. But thank goodness he's not going to be out. So he's still playing. He was playing throughout the whole preseason. Another person that was playing the preseason was Nikola Vucevic, obviously. He played very well. He shot the three well, which, I mean, a lot of Bulls fans would probably rather see him not take as many threes. But, I mean, it looks like he's been working on it. So, look, if he can make them, I'm not going to fault him for it. Another player I really wanted to talk about was Patrick Williams. I mean, you know, we saw the first game. He played pretty poorly. And then the next two games, he actually got benched. And I feel like he played a little bit better in that role, but I want to focus on talking about the final preseason game against the Milwaukee Bucks. So he finished with 22 points. He had some very nice dunks, looked very aggressive, looked basically like the player that everybody thinks and knows he can become. The only issue that I have with that, and that I've heard several people have with when he, with him when he has games like this, is, I mean, it just seems like it's against nobodies, for lack of a better word. You know, I mean, he had that 30-something point game against Minnesota late last year, and that was against their, like, second or third stringers, and, you know, he had that 22-point game last night at the time of this recording against the Milwaukee Bucks, third, fourth stringers, some guys that probably aren't even going to make the team. So, I mean, I'm not trying to be negative here. I'm just trying to just let it be known. I mean, take that game with a grain of salt, but he looked good. You know, regardless of who he played against, he looked good. And I was very, very happy to see him just go up aggressive with the ball and dunk it. You know, he had the first when he got that rebound and then went up for that layup, it got blocked, but it was called goaltending. He sort of realized like that he's a big dude. I mean, he can go up there and he could slam it on just about anybody. He's like, what, 6'8", 6'7", something like that, and he's a big guy. You know, if there's anything we should take away from that game last night, is, you know, he's a great player. He could be a phenomenal player for us. He just needs to be in the right role. You know, I mean, I wouldn't love it if he would stay on the bench, but if that's what he needs to do to flourish for this team, I mean, I'm all for it. You know, Javonte Green has been playing well. I love that guy. I know many Bulls fans love him too. He brings a sort of spark to this team that we needed. I feel like he's this team's version of Thaddeus Young. He's a lot younger than Thaddeus Young, and he hasn't been in the league as long. But and I know he's not as good as Thaddeus Young, but you get what I'm saying. Like he sort of just has that energy and brings that just consistency that Thaddeus Young brought. And I really appreciate that. I really love that in his game. I mean, he's super athletic. You saw him dunk from the free throw line against Toronto, and he's been shooting well from three, and I absolutely love that. So, I mean, I'm excited to potentially see him start for us early on and see how Patrick Williams just develops in this third season. I desperately want to see him stay healthy, play as many games as he can, and really just show us what he's got because, again, I cannot stress this enough. Like, that game last night looked amazing. You know, he looked great. Completely different role. I understand. But he's showing us what he can do, and that's what is important out of Patrick Williams. Another guy that I really want to talk about that's quickly catching the hearts of Bulls fans everywhere, including myself, is the number 18 pick in this year's draft for us, Dalen Terry. So I've said this since we drafted him, seeing his highlights. This guy's going to be the heart and soul of the Chicago Bulls. I can just see it now. I mean, God, like when he comes in, you can just see the energy shift, right? You know, it's no more mundane, just, going through the motions. When he gets in there, every single play that he is involved in just feels different. You know, he's playing well defensively. He can score decently well. I mean, he had that dunk, I believe it was in game 1 or 2 of preseason. He dunked it, and, just seeing his energy, his reaction, all the teammates celebrating, it just looked like refreshing, Not to say that there hasn't been a lot of that last year, before we got Dalen Terry. But there's just something about him that I really like. He's supposed to be a good defender, and that's super important alone for us. But I'm seeing a lot of scoring there. And, I really hope he's a bigger part of the rotation than what we've seen. I know he's a rookie. I know he's super unproven. But I don't think it could hurt. I think with his skill set and the way he plays, he could do nothing but good things for this team. So I really, really hope Billy Donovan plays him more. Another player I want to talk about that has confused a lot of Bulls fans, obviously including myself, is Marko Simonovic. He barely played at all in preseason, and after having a very solid summer league campaign there this year, he made the summer league first team. And, it was just shocking. I believe he's a 7-footer. He can shoot. He can score around the rim. But for some reason or another, Billy Donovan just didn't play him. And, I don't know. He gave whatever minutes that Simonovic was supposed to have and delegated them to Kostas Antetokounmpo, who I am 100% convinced both that he will be cut from the team, but also he's here as sort of like a little seed to get Giannis here. Like maybe Kostas is here just solely for the purpose of telling Giannis, like, hey, this Chicago city is pretty freaking good. It's pretty cool here. I mean, it's a lot better than Milwaukee, or, well, I don't think Kostas was in Milwaukee, but you get what I'm saying. I mean, he's really bad. I'm sorry. I don't mean to, be so blunt and so harsh. Kostas, if you're watching this, please give me an autograph from your brother. But yeah, he's just, I don't think he's going to be on the team at all. He might get cut. I don't know. I'm pretty sure they're still at the stage where they have to finalize their roster. I could be wrong. But yeah, I think he's got to go. Speaking of guys that got to go, why do we still have Tony Bradley? I could be wrong. I am probably 85% sure that we still have him. I don't recall seeing him, but the dude's like a fever dream to me. It's like I honestly feel like maybe he's, I don't know, maybe he's like best friends with Jerry Reinsdorf or something in some weird way. I have no idea what's going on there. We have Drummond, who is a 3-point specialist for some reason now, but I love his game. I'm so happy with the addition of him and Dragic. But I see, and we have Simonovic. Like, I just don't get it. It confuses me. Tony Bradley is still on this team, and he has Joakim Noah's number. Like, that's insult to injury right there. I'm offended as a Bulls fan, and I think all you should be offended too, that Tony Bradley not only is on this team still, but has the number of one of the most beloved Chicago Bulls ever. So, hashtag cancel Tony Bradley. I'm sorry, but he sucks. For some reason, I have a strong hatred towards him as a player, but similar to Denzel Valentine, like, oh my god, like that guy gets my blood boiling. Like, I forget who he got cut by. It was amazing to me that he even reached an agreement to try out for it, whatever the heck the case was. I'm not surprised he got cut. He got destroyed by a dude that was in the Drew League, that guy was really good, but Denzel Valentine's supposed to be an NBA player, so it's like, I couldn't tell you. But yeah, I mean, not to keep rambling on and to keep circling back to previous players that we were talking about, but I got to keep talking about Nikola Vucevic. Man, like, his defense looked better. His rim protecting looked better. He had a few, like 3 or 4 steals or something like that, maybe, in one of the first couple games there. As I mentioned, he's finishing around the rim. His 3-point shot is looking phenomenal. Like, I swear, almost every time I saw him go up for a 3 last season, it was a miss. And it seems like every 3 that I saw him take in the preseason, it was a make. So, hopefully that's a sign of things to come this season for Nikola Vucevic and the Bulls. Side note, I am going to my very first home opener for the Bulls on October 22nd. So that'll be really, really fun. I can't wait. I've never been to a home opener, and I mean, I've been to a Cubs home opener maybe like 10 years ago, something like that. But never a Bulls home opener, and I am very excited for that. I'm very excited for this season. I hope you all are excited as well. Here's to a healthy season for the Chicago Bulls and just a good season overall. I really hope Lonzo Ball comes back because we need him. Without him, it's like it doesn't feel right. It's like it just feels like when we were waiting for Derrick Rose to come back. And it's just such a helpless feeling. Like for a while you just hear nothing. And then you'll hear he could be reevaluated in 2 to 3 weeks. Oh, he's shooting around. He's participating in non-contact drills. And then it's like, he's not progressing as quickly as we wanted him to. And it's just like, oh my God, that was obviously the whole offseason for him. I want to reemphasize, I definitely 1000% am not one of those Bulls fans that's like, he needs to come back as soon as possible. I need him to be 1,000,000% healthy. Like, if there's anything we should learn from Derrick Rose, it's do not, like, I don't care if it takes 2 years for them to come back. Do not rush them back, because if you rush them back and they're not ready to play, you know the rest. You know what's going to happen. But anyways, guys, I want to thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. And I will see you guys again very, very soon.